Die Rede ist von The Bomb, Ron Meulenkamp. Ron Meulenkamp spielt gegen die Nummer 34 der Welt. Er ist zurzeit die Nummer 4 der Schotten, hat ein European Tour Finale gespielt in München 2015. Er kommt aus den schottischen Highlands, der Highlander John Henderson.
Big John Henderson rocking the Sindelfingen stage. He's about to take on Ron, the Bomb, Meulenkamp. We've just seen Mervyn King beaten, a former winner of this event. And I'm Chris Murphy, and next to me I've got a former runner-up on that very stage, Mr. Paul Nicholson.
Thanks, Murph. Yeah, it wasn't the European Darts Grand Prix, it was the European Darts Trophy when I played in a rather memorable final for Wes Newton. Memorable for me also, apart from the misses at double 12 and double 6. But yeah, going to be a good game this. Hendo qualifying from the UK last week, and Ron the Bomb Meulenkamp qualifying last night here at the Glass Palast in Sindelfingen. Interesting new shirt for Ron Meulenkamp this week, as you can see from the back of the shirt. Looks like he's got an angry Pac-Man in the middle of the R and the N, but quite a cool design that.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier on that Sindelfingen is the most used European Tour arena, and they've held a few different tournaments here. The European Darts Trophy, the one that you was run up to Wes Newton back in 2013. The first year it was a German Darts Masters. Since then it's been the European Darts Grand Prix. And Mervyn King, Kim Huybrechts and Michael van Gerwen, the winners of that one. MVG, the defending champion, will be in action tomorrow. But right now it's Henderson against Meulenkamp for the chance to take on Daryl Gurney.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, first leg, John, the throw first. Game on!
Yeah, by virtue of Daryl Gurney having so many good performances recently, he's a seed now. And I'm sure he'll want to keep it that way.
Another man who's been a finalist on the European Tour is John Henderson himself.
That was Munich, from memory.
Yeah, the German Darts Masters in 2015. Lost out 6-5 as well to MVG in the final.
Yeah, ran him very close. Bit of magic from MVG at the end. Cost Hendo a European Tour title.
81.
But Hendo, when he gets going, he is one of the heaviest scorers in world darts. And one of the nicest fellas. I don't know anybody who doesn't like Big John.
59.
Sindelfingen's becoming one of those arenas where everybody wants to win. It's getting history. And I firmly believe that having the same venues for tournaments is important. Yes, the game is getting bigger, the crowds are getting bigger. But certain places you need to keep, and I think the Glass Palast in Sindelfingen is one of them. I think this is special for European darts. Let's hope we can come here for many years to come.
You came pretty close, Paul, didn't you, to winning on that stage? Was it a couple of mismatched darts in that final?
If I remember rightly, I was on double 12 after 12 darts. I split the 12s and went for double 6 and did 13 in the corner. And then Wes Newton took out double 4 on the last dart to beat me. And funnily enough, Chris, that runners-up trophy, I've just put it in the loft in some bubble wrap this week. And as per Peter Wright's advice, I've put all my runners-up trophies away.
60.
There's a few of them.
John, you require 100.
All I want to do is look at the winners' trophies because I want to be back in the winner's circle.
You heard it here first on the European Tour.
95.
There's plenty of players hoping to take one of these titles this year, but so far they've been shared between the top two seeds. Peter Wright winning a couple, and he formed the bread in a Michael van Gerwen sandwich.
83. John, you require 65.
There's definitely a lot of winners out there, potentially. Henderson will win this leg. It's tops. That's a good guide for John. Perfect.
John, the first leg.
Do I know Hendo's game?
Henderson,
I think I know a little bit about it.
Throw first.
Known John a long time. That was a really good finish.
Yeah, he's a big tops man, isn't he? A big tops fan. He'll try and leave that double whenever he can. That wasn't meant to sound like a rhyme, it just came out like that.
You're a poet and you don't know it, Murph. But yeah, absolutely. Look at the way his darts sit, upright and straight. If he hits one high, he can gather them together, just like that third dart has told us there. You look at something like double 16, which is usually the other side of someone's game. Not a huge favourite of John's, so he'd rather have the linear shots.
44.
The double 10s, the double tops, double 12s and double 6s.
We were talking about different throwing styles before. You wouldn't teach John Henderson at dart school, would you, Paul?
Not necessarily. Actually, he talked to me about the first lesson that we were going through stance, and he said, well, how come you're not teaching people the rocking style? And I said, mate, you are unconventional and we love you for it, but the fundamental thing is you've got to stay still. It's one of the reasons we love Big John, because he is slightly unconventional on the offbeat, but he's so effective.
The Meulenkamp maximum has given him a chance to level up. He's not going to do this visit. Henderson could land a hammer blow.
136.
Well, Bernd Roy said it earlier. Ooh, it was nearly there.
96.
So just in case the bomb can't explode on this tops, John will sit there and wait, just in case. And he'll get a chance.
30.
Disgusted with himself, Ron Meulenkamp.
For the highest part of the board for the Highlander, but he's gone too high. Now he's gone too low. But this time, he gets the job done.
John Henderson. Third leg, John, the throw first. Game on.
Well, we mentioned that John's style's a little bit unconventional, but Ron Meulenkamp is very much like Jan Dekker, in my opinion. They were playing at Lakeside at the same time. Switched to the PDC run-up at the same time. And both played for Holland. But Meulenkamp made
60.
a big decision a couple of years ago. He decided to change his style, change his grip, because he wanted to get better. And I spoke to him about that very topic about a year ago. He said it took him a while to get used to it, but now he firmly believes he's a better player than he ever has been. And I think it's the same for Jan Dekker. They're mirroring each other's careers.
Well, we know a few players that have done that. Henderson himself, in fact, who's kicked off this leg with a max and looks poised perfectly to race into a 3-leg lead, but he might be getting another one. Wonderful stuff from Big John Henderson. He had to rebuild his throw, didn't he, because of an injury that he had a few years ago. Lost feeling in his arm one day, just woke up like that. Couldn't throw a dart for a long time, and actually, most people will have heard this story before. He had to spend time practicing his throw without actually throwing a dart.
One score.
And John only scoring one, but he will come back for tops.
It doesn't sound very good. It wasn't as bad as it sounded, that was it? One scored.
But you're right, though. I think that innocuous thing with John's arm was because he left it under a pillow and he was lying on it all night, and it just compounded into something else. Double top for John.
The way you said that, it was like he left his, it wasn't attached to him.
Game shot.
Where did I leave my arm?
John Henderson.
Well, he's put it back on.
And
he's found double top again.
Game on.
Now, if John Henderson picks up this tournament, he'll leave his heart in Sindelfingen, not San Francisco. But it's all going according to plan for the Highlander right now.
81.
Of course, looking to give himself a birthday present this weekend. He turned 4 double top yesterday.
100.
You know, Mrs. Henderson will be watching at home. Veronica travels with John a lot. She's not here this weekend, but she will be watching. Back in Huntly, in beautiful northern Scotland. As will all of his friends from the Aberdeen and Inverness area.
Yeah, usually makes a trip to watch the Aberdeen Premier League as a punter, Big John Henderson, but he's not going to do that because he was one of the 8 players to qualify for both this event and Gibraltar next week.
Yeah, he's going to be a danger this week and next week, the way he's playing so far.
He beat Jim Brown and Wayne Jones to get himself here, and then Mick McGowan and Robert Owen
100.
to get himself booked on a flight to Gibraltar. And wouldn't it be something if the man who is rocking all over the world won in Gibraltar, of course?
That'd be a good headline.
80.
That's what you call a good miss from Ron Meulenkamp. Last thing you want to do is bust that 140. I don't think he'll worry too much about missing the board there.
100.
Yeah, well, not with the leg poise that it is.
60.
If Henderson had taken a bigger chunk out of that, well, look, 1 out of the board, 1 in the 1, finally does leave himself a dart at double,
40.
but can't find it, and Henderson has the chance
101.
to make it 4-0.
This will be tasty. Double 19. Double 12. Oh, Hendo, you scared it.
Ron, you require 20.
He scared the double 12, and he scared Ron Meulenkamp a little bit. 2 10s, and I know Ron likes it down this corner. Good guide. That's what you say to yourself in your head. Now, you're wondering if it's going to go in.
15.
Doesn't seem to be wrong Meulenkamp's night, Murph.
John, you
No,
require
that's 7 darts
24.
miss at doubles in this match for Ron Meulenkamp, and Hendo to make him pay. Well, hasn't really threatened it yet.
No score.
And Meulenkamp will
Ron,
get
you
more
require
chances.
5.
Well, the hard shot here is the single 1. Perfectly done. Double 2 to give yourself a start in this match.
Game
That's
shot,
lovely.
the
It's
full
really
leg.
good.
Ron Meulenkamp.
That 5 finish
Good
is
leg,
just
John,
as
the
good
throw first.
as a
Game
1-2-1 in the circumstances, in my opinion. Gets him on the board and gives him something to start with.
Often with those types of
97.
finishes as well, Paul, when you throw the single dart very well, when it's right in the middle, you often see the player land it straight in the double. But when the single dart's a bit dodgy, often the doubles are missed. And now he's finding the treble.
140.
Is that how you feel as a player when you throw a good dart at the single?
Absolutely. You look at where it is in the single. Is it scarily towards the 18 or the 20? But that one, right in the middle, there was a bullseye in that one segment. He'd have hit it. You mentioned John's qualification to get here.
45.
He went through Jim Brown and Wayne Jones, 2 great players. Ron Meulenkamp beat Harry Leitinger 6-1, and then the youngest of the Rodriguez's,
122.
hugely talented Rusty Jake Rodriguez, who I am itching to see on this European stage very soon.
Yeah,
That guy has got some fireworks.
Well, many say he's the one with the greatest potential
55.
of the RJ Rodriguez
John,
clan.
142.
But here, Henderson wants 142. Got plenty of time to take it out.
58.
That's okay, at least a good number, 84. He'll be hoping that he'll be hitting the 60 for double 12. Well, double 12 wasn't his friend in the last leg.
100. John, you require 84.
Doesn't have to go for 14. Well, he might go 14 bull now. He's had a look at the score. Double top.
44.
Well, he
Ron, you require 100.
took the gamble, he got the dart at double. But his opponent will have seen that and thought, you don't think I'm going to take this out? Well, you'd be right, mate.
That's exactly what you're thinking when someone does that to you. Do you think I'm not good enough to hit this shot? And what you really want to do as a player is just hit it, to say to that guy, don't do that again. And I'm seeing it on the European Tour. People do pay the price.
And I'm sure when you've done that, Paul, you've just quietly taken your darts out of the board. And
I can honestly say I've never intentionally done that. It's not my style, but John Henderson's style is hitting tops.
6-leg run.
Steady 16 darter, puts him in a 4-1 lead. But yeah, I've never done it intentionally because I like to respect my opponent, and it goes back to when, you know, people have done it against me, and I thought, you know what, I'm not going to do that.
Have you had it done to you and then taken out the big shot?
Absolutely. Semi-final of the Players' Championship. Phil Taylor didn't want to go for the bull. He left double 16 and I took it at 170. Absolute peach it was.
Yeah, put Phil Taylor to bed.
How many times have I heard that in the last 5 years?
Well, John Henderson is hoping to tuck Ron Meulenkamp in this one. 4-1 lead for the Scotsman. Hasn't really hit the heights of some of the matches we've seen so far today. Only a couple left to go, and I'm expecting something exciting in those clashes. Stephen Bunting against Adrian Lewis, surely the match of the day. On paper, anyway. And then the roof may well be lifted off this arena when Max Hopp takes to the stage against Oren Lerchbacher.
German-Austrian derby there.
100.
He's the last home nation hope standing, Hopp.
The last time we were here, Max Hopp did get a victory.
68.
I remember him beating James Hubbard on the Friday afternoon. We'll be hoping to get the same kind of result. First, we need to find out who is going to win this match. It's all John Henderson as far as the legs are concerned right now. This is a huge leg for Meulenkamp. He just seems to be hitting the wrong beds at the wrong time. You can almost feel for Ron because he's putting in a lot of effort. He's constantly under pressure from John.
100.
You talked about earlier, Paul, that this is a time of year when players are starting to peak. Well, this pair have suffered a somewhat slow start to 2017. Meulenkamp hasn't been as far as the last 16 in anything. Henderson has not made a quarter-final. It's a great setup shot.
This is the time to kick in, though, isn't it, in the season?
And this match is kind of, in a way, perfect for both.
Require 40. Game shown as
and that's better from the bomb. Just keeps John Henderson guessing.
John to throw first.
Because if John can't hold here, we've got a little bit of a different match.
60.
Certainly it could swing into Meulenkamp's favour. Still think he should be called the Mule. We're just going to start this thing of European Tour commentators just deciding what players' nicknames are and not letting them have what they want. I mean, we had Jeffrey the Giraffe de Graaf earlier on.
Yeah, but there's a lot of proof behind that one.
60.
From the well-known toy company having the Jeffrey the Giraffe. But if you're going to call him the Mule, does that mean that his fans are called the Camp Mule?
Like it. Anagrams here on European Tour.
You can call him the Highlander, but everybody calls him Hendo.
140.
Imagine the way you could sell John Henderson. You could sell him to, you know, women before their big day. Have Hendo for your Hendo.
Like it. You'll have to put that to him after this one. But Ron Meulenkamp is sticking it to him in this leg, although the 180 couldn't leave a finish. And if Henderson finds one treble, he will be on an out.
60.
Doesn't though. So it's advantage against the throw to Ron the Bomb.
He's been involved in a lot of battles on the European stages over the last few seasons, Hendo, and he will desperately want to protect
95.
this gap that he has. In order to do so, he's got to put a hole in this 181. He's got to find that 60. Desperately wants a ton.
60. Run you requires 70.
So Henderson led 3-0 and 4-1. Is Meulenkamp about to reduce the deficit? The 4-3.
50. John, you require 121.
He'll be licking his chops at this if he hits a 60. Treble 17 leaves the bull. It just hasn't been many trebles in the last few visits. Frustrating stuff for John.
97. Run you require 20.
He had some problems in this area earlier in the match. And if he has those same problems, Hendo's ready to pounce.
Game shown the 7th
But the bomb's
leg.
warmed up a bit. He's a bit charged. He's definitely
8th leg.
playing
Run
better
to
now.
throw first. Game
working
on.
his way into the game, to the chagrin of Hendo. We're back on throw all of a sudden.
Yeah, swinging the way of the Dutchman at the moment, but Henderson still has that
21.
narrow advantage. And knows that he doesn't have to break from Meulenkamp, although he's going to try.
140.
The crowd have had a long day today of some very intriguing darts from the very first match. Ulcida taking out Steve Beaton, which is, I'm sure he won't mind me saying, it's a shock.
92.
I think everybody expected Steve Beaton to win that match, but Ulcida was very, very impressive. But since then, the crowd have been treated to some great games and some wonderful performances. Jan Dekker being the best with 108 average earlier tonight
60.
against James Wilson. John Henderson and Von Meulenkamp right now in a good tussle. Both guys want to find themselves in the draw tomorrow to see who's going to face Daryl Gurney. We've got a few more legs left. Henderson with some good maths, leaving 170. Just in case he needs to go for it.
Yeah, well, we've seen Meulenkamp put in some big
60.
performances.
Very
Very rarely has he got any kind of run together, but we know what he's capable of. I mean, the best run he had was at the Players' Championship finals when he shocked everyone by knocking out Gary Anderson and reaching the last 16. He's under pressure in this leg though, 1-2-6 to hold and level. He's got the treble and the single, so it's a bull. And he gets the ball. What a shot from Ron Meulenkamp, and he enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. There's probably just one man there that didn't enjoy it very much.
Yeah, I can guarantee Hendo didn't like that bullseye.
45.
And he's had a 3-leg lead twice in this match, pegged back to 4-4, only 45 to go off. Meulenkamp could be smelling blood.
He looks hungry.
100.
The good thing for John is that he's got the throw in this leg and possibly the last leg. Average is very similar.
100.
First 9 pretty similar too.
Yeah, everything's very similar. Very similar performances here.
It's a workman-like game, isn't it?
60.
Two guys who are looking for some form and they want some momentum to go into the next phase of the season.
97.
And it gets to the stage of the match where 97s and tons become very good. If you can put 140s in here, you will boss it. Henderson again finding himself on a 200 and change shot where he might need to use 19s to leave a finish. Now he needs 19s. That's not bad, considering where Meulenkamp is right now. He'll take that 160.
Yeah, set the shot up there, you see. A greater amount of leg they've needed. More than 5 visits than ones that haven't. And it has been, as you, I think, workmanlike is the right word, Paul, but when two players are playing a similar game, that means you get close matches, and sometimes it takes a moment of magic to win a scrap.
68.
Henderson threatened it with the first start, but he won't be too happy to have scored 68 after that.
He'll be livid with himself. Hits that first 60, you think, I'm going to leave a double here at the very least. And now he's staring down the barrel of 92. And his opponent is trying to pressure as much as he can.
John, you require 92.
He's got a decision to make here as well. Treble 17. Would have left his favourite double top. Meulenkamp
45.
has a shot at a party piece after another slip from the Scotsman.
125.
Well, he took 1-2-6. This is arguably a more difficult shot, though. He's going to have to stay there. He's got the 25. Has he got room for another one? Not quite. Great effort, though. And Henderson breathes again. 47 points separate him from the lead. The lead he gets doesn't make any mistakes this time. Hendo has a 5-4 advantage.
Game on.
If Meulenkamp's going to get a victory here, he's going to have to win the last 2 legs, Murph.
Yeah, trusty tops comes to the rescue for John Henderson again. You have to feel a little bit for Ron there because he was kind of trying to defy the laws of physics by planting the last dart in the bullseye, but it was his only option. And it would have looked good if he'd have managed to somehow squeeze it in there.
96.
But in the end, it's Henderson that has the advantage again.
That's one of those shots, isn't it? 1-2-5. It's just a delicious one to hit. It's like 1-3-2 when you hit the 25, the treble 19, and the bullseye. They're real party pieces. But 1-2-5 is just that little bit extra special because you need 2 bits of the bullseye and a little bit of the semi-bullseye.
100.
Meulenkamp's had a good start to this leg, though. Looking to hold and then potentially break in the last leg.
83.
Yeah, the only match that has gone the full distance so far today was Dirk van Dijvenbode against Jermaine Watamina. This one looks as if we'll be going to a effective sudden death shootout in which Henderson would throw first. The advantage of winning the ball before they took to the stage.
Good darts from Ron.
138.
Great setup. And because Henderson's not on a finish, he's coming back for tops.
58. Run you require.
Looking like it might be 5-5. 5-5 it is, and we're going all the way. Henderson is going to throw first. I said earlier, Hendo loves a scrap, but he likes victories even more.
But can he find his best dart at the best time?
135.
Not a bad start on first blood for John Henderson.
If you had offered him 1-3-5, he would have snatched your hand off. Oh, this is good from John. Exceptional darts from the big man from Scotland, piling the pressure on the Dutchman. Basically saying to Ron Meulenkamp, you need to hit a 180 to get up to my standard.
100.
Good scrapping though from the Dutchman.
Experienced campaigner is here, John Henderson, and to forget what's gone before, to forget that he's let slip a 3-leg lead, led 3-0 and 4-1. Just played this one leg that's in front of him, and he could be saving his best for last because he's set up a potential 11-darter.
Well, we said he very rarely leaves the bottom left corner of the board.
86.
He might need it here. 68 left, 60 for double four. Double four for the match.
78.
Oh, right on the wire.
From Meulenkamp left to hit and hope, with Henderson poised on the double that he's just missed. So there's the first hit. But now it's time to hope as Hendo returns.
John, you require
a double 4
8.
for the match.
2 4s and John's through. It's that simple. 2 2s. Now it's double 1. And it's there! And a big try from John. You never see that from him. How much does it mean to Hendo to get through? He's had some close battles in 2017 and he needed to grind and he ground it out. Ron Meulenkamp, full credit to him. He really did come back into that match, but Hendo ultimately just had 1 or 2 darts too much. He's going through, he's playing Daryl Gurney tomorrow, and we'll see him again in Gibraltar next week. But what will happen next week will come after this tournament. Hendo's through, Meulenkamp isn't. He's out. We'll see you guys soon for the match of the day, Stephen Bunting and Eddie Lewis.
How hard was that? Honestly, it is one of the hardest games to play. I've got a lot of time for Ron. Me and Ron's are very good friends, as I am friends with everybody in the circuit. But I've not won a game on the European Tour for quite a while, so it's a lot of pressure coming in here looking for a win. So just finally get that win. Hopefully I can continue tomorrow.
You still have to remember 2015 Munich, you know. That was the time you reached the final there. So good memories to the European Tour, but I know you're struggling a couple of weeks right now.
Yes, 2015 was a good year. I always remember coming at the final and losing to Michael on that one. But hopefully I can go one better this year. But it's going to be tough. It's a strong field, as it always is. And that was a hard game to get over. So I'm just so glad to get over it.
Okay, see you tomorrow again. Thank you very much. John Henderson as